Hello, 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 and welcome to Coffee Time. Yes, we're looking at the news on the Daily Mail website, so you don't have to. Top story, Court of Appeal blocks Rwanda plan. They say it's illegal. And why don't you just say it's just stupid and expensive? Stupidly expensive. I'm glad that's been sorted. Yeah. So, it was always a dumb idea, but then we live in stupid times, so we've got to get used to dumb ideas, aren't we? Anyway, this is an interesting one. This is aspartame. You've ever heard of that? Aspartame. It's an artificial sweetener. This is of interest to me because I have like sugar-free things now, and probably more aspartame than I should have. Yeah, the World Health Organization, the WHO, not the horrible WHO, that WHO, the World Health Organization, a leaked report, right? A leaked report reckons that they're going to name aspartame as possibly carcinogenic to humans. Now this is that's a big story. Yeah, apparently aspartame will be officially listed as possibly carcinogenic to humans in the World Health Organization's reclassification document, according to insiders. Aspartame has been around since the 1980s, and it's in for everything from soft drinks to chewing gum to, well, you'd be surprised what it's in. Go and check. Here's a picture of a can of Diet Cola, just to get you the idea. But yeah, it certainly could explain, the rise of cancers. But yeah, the advice for individuals come from a separate expert committee on food additives known as the Joint WHO and Food Agriculture Organisations Expert Committee on Food Additives, or JECFA. And JECFA is also reviewing aspartame use this year. And it will make its public decision on July the 14th. Since 1981, JECFA has said that aspartame is safe to consume within accepted daily limits, but what are those limits? It says an adult weighing 60 kilos or 132 pounds will have to drink between 12 and 36 cans of diet soda to be at risk. And this is a view has been widely shared by national regulators, including the US and in Europe. So yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye on this. If this is unofficially been released, I have to wait for the official. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what goes on with that, because aspartame is in everything. And there are alternatives. It's like stevia, which is like a natural sweetener. So yeah. This is wow. Oh, what the hell? Let's just go for demonetization. YouTube are demonetizing my videos left, right, and centre. Even a review I've done today, a review of a book, has been said it's not suitable for advertising, and I can't think why. Because it's just a review of a book. Anyway, we're going to Bangkok Airport. This is Bangkok's Don Muang Airport, where a freak accident saw a 57-year-old Thai passenger who was due to board a flight get caught. Her leg got caught in a moving walkway. See, you can see it there. I don't know how she's still conscious, to be quite honest, if it's really like trapped. That's grim, isn't it? It's grim. And it is from a different angle. Ugh. and yeah, they had to amputate. Yeah, they had to amputate her leg in order to free her from the walkway. Yeah, she was sent to the hospital, local hospital, where they could not reattach her leg, and airport authorities have ordered a probe to determine what caused the accident. I mean, that's just grim, isn't it? It's just shred your leg off. Hey, how did that happen? Here we go. This is an interesting one. Apparently, if you're over 40, that's me. I'm over 40. The NHS are going to be sending out DIY health check kits for the middle-aged. Yeah, 15 million adults aged 40 to 74 across England will be eligible for the NHS's new digital MOT. Apparently, you can have a MOT, health MOT at your doctor's. I think I've been offered one, but not recently. Yeah, patients will be invited to complete a health assessment on their phone or laptop, providing answers about their weight, height, diet, alcohol intake and exercise. A blood testing kit to check cholesterol levels will be sent to them, and they'll be asked to get a blood pressure reading at a pharmacy. After analysis, anyone with early signs of problems such as diabetes or heart disease will be offered help. There you go. Isn't that good? Yay. We're all going to live forever, folks. We're all going to live forever. Oh, have you heard? Thames Water's on the brink of financial collapse. Gee, that's going well, isn't it? So I'm just going to. Hay fever. Just saved all your ears out there if you're on headphones. Yeah, they reckon 4 more water firms could be following them into financial ruin because privatisation worked, didn't it? It worked. It worked. It worked for everyone. Everyone. It worked. No, it didn't. Renationalise everything immediately. That's what I'd do if I ruled the world. Oh, it'd be a very different place. Very different. You're right over there. Okay. What else have we got? Meanwhile, controversy. This is on the Spanish island of Mallorca. You're not going on holiday, are you? What you're seeing here is the dreaded towel police. Yeah, they've got a man now who goes around removing items from sunbeds, so you can no longer reserve a sunbed with a towel or an inflatable. He comes around and he removes them. He is the towel police. That's at the Viva Resort on the Spanish island of Mallorca. But hey, we're all going to start home, aren't we? Yeah, we're going to start home. We're not going to go anywhere. That's what we're going to do. What else have we got here? Meanwhile, he's out and about, and he's back. Putin's back, and he's been given a rock star welcome. Look at him. Hey, can we get your autograph, Mr. Putin? And here he is, getting friendly with the locals. There you go. He's fixing, so you can even have a selfie. Have a selfie with Mr. Putin. Look at those dead eyes. So yeah, it looks like he's back. It's good, isn't it? Meanwhile, they reckon that taking HRT, it's hormone replacement therapy, may raise the risk of dementia. This is a research involving more than 60,000 Danish women. Yeah, so you could develop dementia in later life. It's not good. There's all these studies going on. Here we have a poll of a new poll has revealed the greatest chat-up lines of all time. Right? Is there a list? Oh, there is. The best to worst. Best worst chat-up lines? I don't know. Are they? Oh my god, is that it? Oh my goodness. There's 25 of them. I don't know if I could be bothered. But yeah, a poll of single Brits aged between 16 and 29 came up with this. Who did it? Who did it? Who's responsible for this? Does it say? Insights agency Perspective Global, which carried out the research. John Horsley said, we want to find out the best and worst chat lines. Number 25. Are you a keyboard? Because you're just my type. Are you Nemo? Because I've been trying to find you. Yeah. Do you have a map? Because I'm lost in your eyes. Oh, these are all just... I just want to puke. And the number one is your name Wi-Fi? Because I feel a connection. Yeah. It's just these are all. I can't even be bothered. I'm not gonna. You can read them. Look, I'm just gonna look. You read them. Pause the screen. Read them because they're just awful. Just awful. What else have we got? Oh, the eco protesters tried to stop the cricket yesterday, didn't they? And it didn't go too well for them because Johnny Bairstow did the right thing and picked him up as if he was a naughty puppy and just said, "You're coming with me, son. That's how you deal with them." Oh dear. It's quite funny, isn't it, really? Meanwhile, the Titan. Remember the Titan, the sub that imploded? Well, the US Coast Guard has found fragments of the wreckage and says it's got presumed human remains. There we go, that's some of the wreckage that they've hoisted out. Now, if you think about it, presumed human remains can mean many things. You got to remember what happened to them, and it's not particularly pleasant. It was an implosion. That means incredible pressure. Now, if say the sub ruptured and there was a small gap, they may have been forced out through that gap like toothpaste from a tube. So they could have been shredded. Yeah? Squeeze. Or the pressure may have caused them to rupture and explode. There are many ways that these people could have died instantaneously. It would have been instant, mind. But yeah, I love, they say, presumed human remains. And of course they could all be like kind of mixed together because of the implosion, which is going to take them a long time to figure out who's who. I mean, it's just the worst thing ever. And there's 5 people they've got to identify. And here's another bit of the wreckage. Oh dear. Just, I don't know. So, no good. Not good at all. Meanwhile, where are we going? We are going. This is the M4. This is the M4 in Wiltshire. Apparently, a lorry driver was in cruise control between junctions 16 and 17 of the M4 on Wednesday when he dozed off. He dozed off, and yeah, the police found him in the middle of a field. Look at that. Yeah. Luckily, no one was hurt. He didn't hit any other motorists or any pedestrians. Yeah, and yeah, the police found him asleep in the middle of a field. The man who has not been identified escaped with no injuries, and they issued an on-the-spot penalty rather than pursuing prosecution. Ay. Meanwhile, other lorry drivers who've dozed off while driving have faced harsher penalties after appearing in court. So he got off luckily. Obviously, we felt sorry for him. So I'm just reading of a new TikTok craze. Shall we do that one? Yeah, all right. There's in McDonald's have got a new milkshake called the Grimace Shake, and TikTokers, because TikTokers are stupid, have been inspired by this milkshake, named after the character Grimace, who's purple, I believe. And they've done a new range of TikTok videos. Remember, it's TikTok, because that's the sound of their brain cells knocking together. Well, what they're doing is they're faking their own death. So they drink the milkshake, and then they do a video of them dying in horrific ways. That's TikTok culture for you now. It's a limited edition shake, by the way. So yeah. It's bonkers. It's bonkers. What else have we got? Have we got anything else good? Just trying to find. Might have to go to the funny folder in a minute. What do you reckon? Oh, here we go. Found our new place, missus. Found our new place. This is in Suffolk. Sea Mist, it's called. In Suffolk. Here it is. I mean, I don't know. Looks a bit odd from the outside, but it's the internals you've got to appreciate, because it's very 1970s. Yeah, you got some. I mean, look at that. It's got its own bar. You'd love that. You've always wanted your own bar, and that is a very 70s kitchen. You look at the tiling. Very brown. Very brown instead. But look at the space. Plenty of storage for guitars, isn't there? And it's like living in a hotel. You've got it's like a little hand basin and a mirror. I like that. But yeah, exit sign. Like my hair, like the design. Yeah, it's on the market for £750,000. I think I'll put an offer in. It's got its own dance floor as well. There you go. But very, very retro. It's a shame, because whoever's going to take that on are going to probably just going to rip it out, aren't they? Just going to rip it all out. Meanwhile, octopus, octopi. They said octopus is here. It's octopi, isn't it? Octopi. Octopi, they sleep, and when they sleep, they change colour. And researchers reckon that this is indicative of sleep patterns very similar to our own. Yeah, they enter like a rapid eye movement, REM sleep, and they have a quiet stage, an active stage that resembles REM sleep in mammals. And octopi, dream. They dream just like what we do. Isn't that amazing? Well, why wouldn't they? Dogs dream, don't they? Dogs dream. Why wouldn't an octopus dream? I wonder what it dreams of. I wonder if it dreams of catching clams. But yeah, they have short periods of slumber where they're quiet, and then they have short bursts of frenzied activity where their arms and eyes twitch, their breathing rate quickens, and their skin flashes with vibrant colours. This is researchers from the OIST and the University of Washington. They've been examining the brain activity and skin pattern of octopi. That's the octopus lacreus during active periods of sleep. And I reckon, yeah, it resembles brain activity and skin patterning behaviour seen when they're awake. So yeah, it's pretty cool, that. I think it's pretty cool. Meanwhile, let's go house hunting again. This is the story of Kate Elliott. She was looking for a property to rent with two friends when she looked at a 3-bedroom home in Newcastle. Right? Not only was the place an absolute tip, but they encountered the actual tenant asleep, surrounded by his own detritus. There you go. That's got to be the worst viewing ever. I mean, yeah, we've seen worse. We've seen worse, haven't we, on those terrible clean-up videos? So yeah, it'll be fine. Just hoover it up. It's a bit of a stain on the carpet there. It looks a bit questionable. But yeah, that was their viewing. They went into a house and the tenant was asleep. Ay. That was embarrassing, wasn't it? Meanwhile, this is... just waiting for Daily Mail. Come on, Daily Mail. Come on, you can do it. Doesn't want to load it. Come on, Daily Mail. Here we go. This is court news. This is the story of Amanda Tubby, right? And she complained of being harassed by her nightmare boss, Mike Malone. Right? He's a vet, and she worked as his receptionist. And here she is. I like her chum. He's sticking his tongue out. Well, the 51-year-old was forced to quit after being subjected to unwanted conduct of a sexual nature. Let's have a look at the... We've got a picture of the vet in question. This is him. This is the nightmare boss. And he created an atmosphere of humiliation at his veterinary practice. So yeah, don't go here. And what happened? Well, he called her Blondie. That was her nickname. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. But he also agreed with a customer who called her a see you next Tuesday. That's slang, that is. Yeah. Yes, and he also called her little one. Yeah. But she put up with the behaviour for years. On one occasion, he made inappropriate sexually charged comments to her, and he'd appear sometimes drunk as well. But yeah, she quit when an abusive customer called her a silly see you next Tuesday, and Mr. Malone agreed. So yeah, at the employment tribunal in East London, she sued Mr. Malone and his company Hills Park Veterinary Group, and she won. Yeah, that's good. She won a payout. They agreed with her. Employment judge Anthony Ross found that Mr. Malone had created an intimidating, offensive and humiliating environment. And one staff member said she referred to him that he was like a brother, but also added that he was a nightmare as well. So there you go. But yeah, the tribunal found in her favour, and damages will be assessed in September. How much she's going to get for that? So I'm going to put up with that kind of behaviour. It's not good, is it? It's not good. Meanwhile, I don't know what you call this, surgery news. This is, we're going to Australia. A 57-year-old, a fella, right, who felt he was living in the wrong body, right, went to the doctors, right, after suffering a self-inflicted chemical burn. Yeah, this was in Urology Case Reports, one of our favourites. But yeah, apparently the fella wanted to become a woman, and so he intentionally burnt. Well, they've put her own penis, but if you've got a cock and balls, it's a fella. Remember that? Yeah, burn it off. tried to burn it off with chemicals, and so then the doctors had to remove it, leaving them with a 1 centimetre stump. Yeah, the medics had found that he, not she, because they're putting she, but it's not a she, it's a man, had necrosis, dead tissue at the tip of the penis, and burn, swelling, and redness along the penile shaft. I am being shut down for this. Yeah. And yeah, it's just got a little. They call him Stumpy. Yeah, that's his new nickname, Stumpy. Thank you, Urology Case Reports. Dear. But don't worry, I can get us a little bit lower. Do you want to go a bit lower? Let's go a bit lower. Let's go to the streets of London. Let's go to the Old Bailey in the city of London. You know, and you know, you see commuters around with their latte in one hand and their mobile phone in the other. But this was at 8 o'clock on the 27th of June, so that was that Tuesday? Yeah, feels about right. And someone caught this commuter walking, by the Old Bailey. Like I said, he's got his latte and mobile phone. I was right, there he is. And makes you wonder, where does he keep his travel card? And yeah, he really doesn't seem to give a damn. They walk among us, some of them in the nip. That'll give Brendan, he'll enjoy that one. You like that? You like that? Okay. Yeah. Oh dear. Should we turn up the heat? Let's turn up the heat. We're going to Russia, right? This is in Russia. This is an argument, but you know, you get neighbours fall out. You get neighbours from hell. But you've got to remember, this is Russia, right? And this is all down to argument over an allotment, right? A young fella, he sees the neighbours arguing. He tries to diffuse the situation, right? And I've got the video here, but we've got to make sure there's no adverts, because you know what they're like. They do love to. Oh, there is an advert, and it's for underwear. And there's people dancing around in their underpants and socks, but mainly underpants. But we don't get paid for this. Cheeky. So here we go. So they're arguing over the allotment, and it's the old fella with the fire extinguisher who's he basically set the fella on fire. Oh dear, it all kicks off. That's one way of ending an argument. And this lady's been speared through the neck using a bolt of some kind. And that's how you settle an argument in Russia. And I'm so demonetised. Yeah, he burns him with an improvised flamethrower. And then shoots another woman who's there, passerby, in the neck with a spear gun. So that's how you do it. I mean, there's the image there. I mean, I didn't fuzz that out. It's just, and I mean, there's the fella on fire. So yeah, like I said, let's turn up the heat somewhat. Have I done enough? I feel like I'm so demonetised. Okay, I've got you an animal. Do you want an animal story? I've got an animal story. We're going to now. Again, I didn't know this. This is the world's ugliest dog. There is a competition, and Scooter, a 7-year-old Chinese crested pup, has won. Let's have a look at him. Let's have a look. He's not that ugly. I think he's kind of cute. I like the way his tongue sticks out. But he's got deformed back legs, and so he uses a scooter, which is cool. We love scooter dogs. That's why his name's Scooter, obviously. And here he is with his mum and the award. There you go. I don't think it's right. I don't want an ugly dog. I can tell he's a boy dog. But look at that. Ay, ay, ay. So there you go. And he's got. I should have called him Boris with that hair. Here he is. Whee! He's having a whale of a time. So there you go. That's the animal story today. That was the news. Killing the channel one video at a time. Let's see if there's anybody in. Oh, there's somebody at the door. Oh, please. Please, please, please. I'll just, what I'll do is I'll leave him up there for you. Ooh. Just the postman collecting a record that I sold. There we go. Whew. Is there anybody in? Let's have a look. Oh, we've got 3 people in. That's amazing. Neil's in. He says hi. Get your coat, love your pudding. Exactly. That is the best way of chatting up anyone. He says, I'm so glad that our generation preceded TikTok. Oh, yeah. It's a bad place to be. Alex says, I wouldn't touch that house. I move him straight away, put a few pics up, that's about it. It looks cool the way it is. It does, doesn't it, really? Just, you know, maybe a little bit of a freshen up. And Neil says, I had a few self-inflicted chemical burns. Jack Daniels. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. That's not something good. But, yes, that's that. That was the news. Thank you for popping by. I am killing the channel. I am, you know. Still can't believe I've got a restricted thing on my book review, John Wetton book, and they put a restriction on it. What's that all about? Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm getting increasingly frustrated with YouTube because I think they don't want me anymore because everything's restricted. No, not allowed. We're not gonna. You're not having any adverts. You can have no money, Mr. Locke, because I'm so controversial with what I do. Anyway, thank you for watching. I've had a little whinge, and that was the news for today. Remember, you got to drink it up.